Arne, first of all, you reached 100 games on Tuesday as manager of Liverpool. Congratulations. That must be a pretty proud moment for yourself.
Yeah, going into the game it was. And afterwards still, by the way. But of course, as your manager, your feelings are more influenced by the results than managing your 100th game. But no, it's really special to be at this club, to manage it 100 times. And if I'm correct, after 100 games, being on the same level as Sir Kenny is something I couldn't even dream of when I came in.
When you look back at those 100 games, obviously you've reached the highest of the highs so quickly as well. Do you have aspirations, ideas of what you want to achieve in the next 100 games?
Oh yeah, once you've tasted it and once you've experienced it, you wanna experience it or taste it one more time or many more times. But we also know how difficult it is to achieve what we've achieved last season. We were close to more last season, I think. Of course, we played the League Cup final. Of course, we were very close of beating Paris Saint-Germain in the last 16 round. And this season, I think it's safe to say and fair to say that this season has been much more of a struggle than last season. But still, we are able to win things. Quarterfinals of the FA Cup, and in the last 16 in Europe. And I think we've got a squad that has shown this season already that we've improved. And this team, these players will be able to improve much more in the upcoming years. So as I said many times, the future looks bright for Liverpool, but there are many clubs in this country that are able to bring up a very good team as well. So that's also the nice part. That's why it's also so special to win the league in the first attempt. But in general, it's very special to win the league over here.
I know it's a team game and you've got lots of people around you, but for you personally as well, how do you think you've developed as a manager in this time?
You're developing everywhere, every single year, no matter which level you're playing at, because as a manager you have to make every day so many decisions, and you reflect on those decisions at the end of the day, at the end of the season. Not on all of them at the end of the season, but the main ones. And but the thing is, it's really hard to compare decisions which you've took now and bring that to the future, or decisions you've made years ago, because the people, the players you're working with are different as well. The environment is different. So yeah, definitely you learn things, but that's not only when things go as they go this season. It's the same when you win the league or you perform really well. Still, there's every day the chance to learn, to improve, but not always you can take that experience to your next decision, unfortunately.
You say there as a manager, you make so many decisions day in, day out. We're getting now to that point of the season, later stages of the competitions, later stages of the league as well. So how for you as a manager are you dealing with this period, and are you enjoying it at the moment? The travel as well, I'm sure is getting quite a lot too.
Yeah. Although you get used to it, so I think last season, although things went much better for us, I felt more tired in this period of time last season than I feel now. So apparently you get a little bit more used to it in your second season, but it's clear that I don't have to play and the players do have to play. So I do remember from last season that we were a bit tired in this period of time. So when we lost against Paris Saint-Germain, we lost against in the League Cup, and we didn't brought the same energy in those games than we did in all the other games, except for the home game against Paris Saint-Germain. That was an outstanding game from us. So that's also the reason why I've rotated a few times recently, and with 1 week coming up, that's something that goes through my head now as well, thinking about what happened last season in the last week, how we're going to approach this week.
Looking ahead to the Premier League then, as we mentioned, Spurs is the next game. They're obviously going through a little bit of a difficult period at the moment, just a point above the relegation zone. So what kind of game can you expect on Sunday then?
That's for multiple reasons quite difficult. What can we expect? First of all, because there's a new manager over there and he's used different tactics in his different setups in the games he's managed. Second of all, 8 out of 10 teams do something different against us than against the 7 or 8 games they played before, because I'm analyzing all these games, trying to prepare the players as well as I can, and it's quite common that teams then come with a different setup than they've played in the games before. And they've got some injuries, as we all know, a suspension with Mickey van der Ven. So, yeah, what do I expect? I expect a team that wants to keep a clean sheet as long as possible. And usually that means that they will sit maybe a bit deeper than they've done in the games they've played till now under Tudor. But again, maybe I'm wrong. So we will prepare the team for both, and that's the only thing I can do to go into that game, and then we will see after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes what the game plan of Tottenham is.
You spoke a little bit in your previous answers about it not being the season that might have, other fans might have expected it to be, up and downs, but you work with these players day in, day out, you know these players so well. So what is the potential that you see in this team?
Now, there's a lot of potential. I think the players we've signed are mainly young players, but that's not for the first time. That's, I think, the model of the club. So even the players we've signed 1, 2, 3 years ago are relatively young. Ryan Gravenberg, Dominic Szoboszlai, these players are not 18 or 19 anymore, but they have the best years in their careers still to come. And that's also for the players we've signed. And these players have adjusted now more and more the signings towards the Premier League and the Champions League, towards living abroad for the first times in their lives. So I think, yes, we haven't been as consistent as we wanted to be. But if you look at the last 2 months, I think there are more positives in terms of results than negatives. The one that stands out for me in a negative way is our loss against Wolves 2 weeks ago, or 1.5 weeks ago. But we've also won quite a lot of games recently, and that tells you the improvement of the team, of the individuals. And yeah, I'm 100% sure that the best is still to come, because there's individual progress to be made and is already happening. And the more and the longer they play together, that's been shown all over the world. Successful teams usually play long together. And that's what we're going to try to achieve with these players as well.
What are some of the things that you've been doing recently that you want to see in performances going forward to maintain that consistency now?
Now, training time is close to 0 minutes. That's of course not true, but there's not a lot of time to train if you go into schedules like we and all the other teams in the Premier League that play in Europe are facing. So there's hardly any training time, but there are other ways to improve. So video is of course an important part of that. But I think it's clear and obvious what we need to improve. That is do more justice to the performance. And I'm not saying we are playing the best football I've ever seen, but in 8 out of 10 games, maybe even more, we are better than the other team. We are creating more chances than the other team. All the data is in our favor, but not always that is shown in the score. Even against Galatasaray, where we didn't play our best game of the season, we had multiple very good chances but weren't able to score. And it has happened too many times to us this season that the first chance we concede is immediately a goal. And that changes the momentum of the game. And that's usually not helpful. And apart from that, there's something else I need to address with the players, and we need to do better. But as I said earlier, that's something that for now stays between the players and me.